As you know very well, these days we are doing a short course on Buddhist meditations. So previously we have learned what is meditation, why do we do it, and I'm assuming you are a beginner yourself and you have had no previous exposure to meditation. So that's why I'm thinking to remind you of some interesting and important basics that you need to keep in mind when you're going to practice the meditation. And that is something I'll do in today's episode. I'll tell you about certain basics. Let's start. First of all, we have to keep in mind that meditation is a skill. And as it happens with any activity, it'll get more rewarding and you'll get much better at it the more energy and time you'll dedicate towards it. And that's why if you want to experience all the benefits of the meditation, it is important, rather necessary, to practice it regularly. It's understandable and it's rather expected that you'll have a hard time in the beginning. Most of us go through this phase. It's very challenging to sit still or focus or stay quiet or even maintain a routine for a number of days. But remind yourself every day that that's all right. Just relax, breathe. This meditation session is your time to relax, to experience calmness and bliss. Then there is another concern about the meditation place. Where should you sit, or rather should you sit for meditation? If possible, it is best to reserve a room or a corner. Set up your seat, either a cushion on the floor, on a bed or a sofa. Or if you are not comfortable and comfortable only in a chair, you can use a straight back chair with a table or chair in front of you, so that if you want to focus on something, you can keep it in front of you. In some cases, some people prefer that they have certain images or statues to inspire them, then they can do that as well. Ideally, the place should be clean and quiet so that you won't get disturbed. But the good news is, with practice, you will discover that you can even meditate even if there is disturbance and noise. Another important basic that you have to keep in mind is that in the beginning, it is best to meditate for short periods, perhaps around 10 to 20 minutes. And you should end your session while the mind and body, they're still fresh and comfortable. Don't push yourself too much, otherwise you might end the session feeling frustrated, or you might have an aching body. So that'll reduce your interest in the practice. But that is not something we want from meditation. It should be a satisfying, a productive session, not a burden. So what you can do is, you can decide beforehand on a period of time for the session and stick to it. Even if the meditation is going well, you can keep it short in the beginning. And slowly you will find out what is the suitable time for you, how long you should meditate. Next is, which practice should you choose? And that's a very difficult question. But this is the question that we'll mostly address later when we'll talk about different kinds of meditation. In general, it's a good idea to start with the meditation on breath. What it does is, it calms your mind, and it's generally a good idea or a good practice for the beginners. And once you are familiar with this meditation, you can choose other kinds of meditation. And even when you're doing other kinds of meditations, different methods or techniques, it's generally a good idea to start with the meditation on breath. And then in that session itself, you can continue doing other meditations. Some people might feel like they need a teacher, and that's a very good thing. You do need a teacher. However, given the pandemic and other challenges, it might be a challenge to find a qualified teacher, and that's very important. The relationship between a teacher and a disciple is the most significant. If you can find someone with whom you can communicate well and learn, I would advise you to do that. But in the meantime, you can practice these meditations along with these podcasts. Besides your own innate wisdom, your own guru that is inside you, your own mind, it will tell you whether or not you're heading in the right direction. The most important thing I would say is to remember that meditation is an internal, not external activity. Simply focus on yourself. Practice regularly. Give yourself time. The more you practice, the more you will transform on a very subtle level. You'll become more sensitive and clear. You'll get fresh insight to your own experiences and your own mind. At the same time, it's very important to congratulate yourself every time you complete a session. Each session is adding a tremendous value to your quality of life. Just give a pat to your back. Even in the beginning, if you are having struggles, you're not able to focus, don't worry. The struggle itself, that is meditation. As long as you are trying to meditate, it's a mistake to think that you are not able to meditate. Results of meditation, though, they may take time. And don't get discouraged if you don't develop that focus or concentration within a few days or weeks. It's something that you will do throughout your life. And in the course of time, you'll realize that meditation is not something what you do, but it's something you live. It's how you eat or drink or walk or work and sleep. Everything in your life could be a meditative experience. And that is the true goal we have in mind. So take your time, go slowly and practice regularly.